oh boy, what we have today. We have the What's Next in Raid episode 7. We're gonna get some big news. I have no idea what it is. I haven't checked it out already. By the time I'm able to release this video, this will also be out, but it's better to watch it with my commentary, right? So might as well do that. Let's get started. I can't think of what they're gonna say. If they're gonna say about the PvE content coming out at the end of the year or anything, but let's see.
Welcome to another episode of What's Next in Raid. While we may not have anything quite as big as Live Arena this time around, we've still got some pretty sweet features to show off. Let's get this show on the road. Firstly, as promised, the opportunity to ascend your accessories just like artifacts is coming soon.
Okay, the dungeon next to the Sand Devil will be coming. It will be another resource to keep your eyes on. It will be as difficult to get as the Sand Devil, I'm guessing, and it's gonna be impossible for the free-to-play, even the mid-spenders, to get all of their items ascended. Let's continue.
The core mechanics of Ascension will be the same, except you'll need a different resource called Extract instead of Oil. In a nutshell, accessories of any rarity that are at least rank 4 and level 12 can be ascending using extracts. That unlocks a single bonus stat that increases with each new Ascension level, complementing your bling with a lovely little stat boost for the champion wearing that accessory. That's pretty much it. But where do we get these magical extracts? El Name the Sand Devil now has a partner in crime. The Phantom Shogun's Grove is where you'll find these extracts. But like every other dungeon, there's someone there to stop you. Akumori the Phantom Shogun. He won't just let you take his stuff and run. Ooh. Coming straight out of Shadowkin and Sylvan horror stories. This badass undead daimyo has a few choice words for would-be thieves. He comes fully armed with a new debuff and some unique mechanics that will force you to improvise and adapt on the fly. We'll release a separate feature guide video that will explain the strategy for this fight in greater detail, but here are a few appetizers. First up, Akumori has a shiny new toy, a new debuff called Enfeeble. Any champions under this debuff can only deal weak hits.
Oof. Okay, so champions that do that cannot do weak hits. Example, Harima might be useful here.
Ouch. And the more weak hits Akumori receives, the higher his special shade counter goes.
Oh, is the weak hit set gonna be now important and we'll have to farm it? Oh my god. The one from the Dutar, guys, the one that gives you now 50% chance to not do a weak hit.
Double ouch.
I don't know.
As you've probably guessed, that's bad. Very bad, in fact. It increases Akumori's critical rate and critical damage, makes him immune to a bunch of effects, and sets him up to deliver devastating single-target nukes that ignore protective buffs. That's without mentioning the fact that once the shade counter is almost full, Akumori begins to ignore 100% of your champion's def as well. Triple ouch! This fearsome Phantom Shogun also has a block passive skills debuff on one of his skills. Fun, or maybe not so fun fact, this is the first boss in Raid that's able to place block passive skills. Don't underestimate it. Losing those sweet passive skills at a critical moment is going to hurt. It's not all pain and suffering, though.
I wonder if block debuffs works before that, because the team that they showed, although they do have block debuffs, they applied it after the block passive was there.
That shade counter? Well, Awakened champions can lower that counter with their skills, so make sure to bring a few along.
Did you just hear that? Awakened champions can lower that. Awakened. So they're pushing for more awakenings. It's hardly content really when they do that, because awakenings are so difficult to get. But I wonder if they're gonna increase the ways that we can now awaken our heroes, and like how easy it is, especially the soul stones.
For the fight, there's more good news too. Akumori is one of the few bosses who doesn't have multiple AoE attacks. So champions that can use taunt can distract the big guy from the
taunt is now huge. We don't have many champions with taunt.
Members of your team.
Right now the game, I believe only 2 champions or so. One of them is an epic. 2 or 3.
And, as always, cleansers and champions who can block debuffs are going to be a must, especially to keep that nasty new Enfeeble debuff off your team. But that's enough about the Phantom Shogun's Grove. Keep an eye out for our feature preview in the future, and we'll take you on a proper deep dive. For now,
honestly, the previews that they do are not really good teams, but we get a more in-depth look at the bosses' different skill sets. So it's not going to be a guide specifically, because they never beat the end game difficulty that they have available, which is probably going to be stage 25.
Let's move on and see what else Raid has in store. It has been quite a while since we released the Sylvan Watchers.
Yeah, we're waiting for
and
this.
We've added to their faction over time. By now, you've collected and leveled up some of these enigmatic forest warriors.
Not really.
So it's
Not
only
so
fitting
many.
they finally joined faction wars with a crypt of their own.
My
Don't
Orn.
expect any surprises.
Oh, look at that. Some soulstones and an eternal one in the end. That is actually really nice for 940. Once you complete the whole thing. So the veteran players are going to get a little bit for their effort, especially the Eternal Soulstone.
Changes. We're going the same route as we did with the Dwarves and Shadowkin. So all previous rewards except for Lydia the Death Siren remain the same. And when the Sylvan Watcher's Crypt is added to the game, you get more milestones to conquer in faction wars. Lydia will remain the ultimate reward though. If you already reached but forgot to claim her, don't worry. She'll be sent straight to your inbox when these changes go live. If you are still some stars short when the update hits, you'll need to complete the new crypt to earn her. So, get moving. Speaking of collecting champions, the roster of champions in Raid has certainly grown in size. So, we have prepared an awesome quality of life update to the champions filter. Behold. Available both in your collection and on the Battle Select screen. This filter will allow you to browse through your champions using more filters than before. We've made it super easy.
It only took 5 years. Yes.
Only to get to the champions you want to use for each game mode. For starters, you can just type the champion's name in this field.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that easy. You don't even need the full name. Just a few letters will do.
I wonder if they hired Farbstuff, because Farbstuff made this in I'm not going to say hours, but he had it in his tool already. So I wonder if they
options to select champions who match a certain rarity, affinity, rank, and type. So if you want to see all your legendary magic attack champions of rank 5 and above, you can do that. Want to see those same champions that belong to one or several specific factions? No problem. We've got that covered as well. You can make it even more specific by searching for champions with a specific type of aura skill. And we're not just talking select champions with an increase attack aura. Oh no. You'll be able to specify whether it's an attack increase in arena, dungeons, and so on. And whether it applies to all allies.
That's actually really cool that we can also filter with the auras and
stuff. What? Not enough for you? All right. How about choosing champions who can apply specific buffs or debuffs?
Love
you can
this.
Pick multiple options from
this is everything that third-party tools like the Hell Hades optimizer tool, and I believe Arisa Hopper doesn't have the exact things here, but especially the optimizer tool, this has everything like that. But obviously, having it in game makes it so much easier, especially for the mobile players. This is huge. Will bring in, remove a lot of the headaches that we currently have in the game. So love all this stuff. This quality of life things that are coming.
From the selection, and the filter will bring up all champions you have who can dish those effects out. And just in case that's still not enough for you, we have the same options for instant effects too, such as healing, turn meter manipulation, manipulating buff or debuff duration, etc.
Activation.
Finally, we've not forgotten champion tags. You can add those to your filter parameters as well.
Okay.
All in all, we tried to make the champions filter as
for whatever you think you could search for, you can filter for it. I didn't see if it mentioned empowered or awakened, but I mean, if you have everything else, it doesn't really matter. But good stuff.
Comprehensive as possible, and it will ensure that team building is easier than ever before, especially for those of you who already have hundreds of champions in your collection. Let's move on to one of the updates coming a bit further down the line. We have a new activity in store for clans, the Hydra Clash. It kind of works like a mini tournament between clans that starts every week and provides players with an extra source of goodies. Because who doesn't love more goodies, right? The rules are simple enough. 5 clans are matched against one another, and whichever clan deals the most damage to the Hydra and earns the most clash points wins. Simple.
Love it. It means it means that my clan will no longer accept when this is on. They will no longer accept, oh, just auto it. No, you'll have to push as much as you can with your keys, and we'll see some really tough competition between the high-end clans, especially the ones with the lots of Acrisias in there, those crazy teams that can do 300, 400 million. I've built one like that before. My own team doesn't do all that much. It does like maximum 200 million if I put in the effort. But now maybe that's an incentive for me for pushing a little bit more with my own teams. I like it, especially like optimizing them like I never did before, because I optimized my teams to be auto and to be able to one key, but I didn't optimize them for maximum damage. So
how do you earn these Clash points? Smack that Hydra's head as hard as you can and use multipliers to your advantage. These multipliers appear on the first battle for each
clan points multiplier.
Each difficulty, with the multiplier increasing as the difficulty ratchets up.
Okay, yeah, so as long as they do a grouping and matchmaking for the stronger clans to compete against each other, that makes more sense, and it will make it better for players who can only do like the normal difficulty, right? So the normal difficulty will be matched against other clans that do normal difficulty, and it will be like CVC, but for Hydra. I like it because it doesn't directly mean spending our resources. It's not like CVC. It's indirectly spending them because we'll be upgrading stuff specifically for the Hydra. But this is, you don't have to do it, right? You can still run the teams that you run right now and you'll still be able to compete.
Of course, no one will get to be sneaky and reap the rewards of their clan's hard work unless they participate. Players need to reach a certain damage milestone before they are eligible to receive any of the chests that are available through the Hydra Clash. What's more,
that big chest is looking at me. That big chest better have Eternal Soulstones in it.
The size of the reward directly depends on how much they contributed to the clan's performance. You'll need to put in a shift to earn the rewards.
Does it say anything?
While we do have rewards for the second and third places, you'll definitely want your clan to coordinate and grab that top spot. Now, let's take a look at the goodie.
Guys, that's not a lot. 40, that is the top chest that you can get. That's 40 XP for the clan, 400 coins, and then 1 5-star no.
That await you inside those chests. Protection and stone skin accessories. Protection.
Is that all? Wait. Accessories? Oh, that is huge. Is that gonna count towards the stone skin? But wait. Will that mean if we've got 3 stone skin? I don't know. Let's continue.
Accessories will be unique to the Hydra Clash, and as the name suggests, they are going to complement the good old protection set, bringing the overall number of items and bonuses to a whopping 9. But first things first, we're going to adjust.
I'm guessing at 9, you'll get 3 turns of stone skin. What about the protection though? Protection. A full protection set, maybe 100% chance.
The balance for this set a little. Namely, we're increasing the chances of buff protection when you have 4 and 6 pieces equipped to 25% and 50% respectively. On top of that, you can get 20 more points of resistance, 8% more speed, and increase your chances of protecting buffs.
75% chance to buff protect. Okay, it's not 100%, but it's still huge. Even without the 9, the full pieces of gear. Yeah, this is huge.
To 75% with the full set. Not only that, but we're adding another new effect for the full set. Champions will deal 5% more damage for each buff placed on them by a champion with the full protection set.
Oh, that is huge. 5% more damage for each buff placed by the protector. That is amazing. That is amazing. Like protection gear now on champions such as you know, the Duchess is gonna make her way more important and impactful for the amount of buffs that she provides, the protection that she provides, and then, my God, yeah, all the buffing champions would love the protection.
This is a must for support champions. Allowing them to place and protect buffs is a big deal, as well as increase the damage output for other champions. Then we have,
of course, it's very difficult to get all of this, by the way, I'm guessing.
Stone skin accessories. The new bonuses are as follows. 8% more HP for 7 pieces of the set equipped, extra 40 points of resistance for 8, and for the full set, we're increasing the shield granted at the start of each round from 50% of your champion's HP to 75%.
Okay. Good thing is that the stone skin does not become insane now.
If you want to really ruin an opponent's day, a couple of champions with full protection and stone skin sets.
Because, I mean, yes, but on champions such as UDK, you couldn't really go through his shield, even if you wanted to.
We'll ensure that your
So it
precious
just
buff
makes it
combo
better.
is almost
But sometimes when I was facing some weaker opponents in live arena especially, they would have the stone skin, and that extra bit of shield might have helped them survive. On the weaker opponents, I would be able to use my turtle and completely go through that shield.
completely untouchable. We're coming to the end of the video, so we'll wrap up with our traditional parade of upcoming champions. The Gallon Pack's getting some sweet new legendaries, including a fiery salamander warrior, a vicious and ferocious orc, and a terrifying Ogren chieftain.
Love this one. Ogren still looks like an orc to me, but look at that! Look at that! This looks amazing.
Outside of the Gallon Pack, there's
the designers are having so much fun when they give them a task like make a new champion. They think of the most amazing things. And yeah, it shows. I mean, that's why, honestly, Raid has the top designs in terms of a champion collector game.
Plenty more coming, including a pious Templar of the Sacred Order. The pipeline is stocked full of awesome champions on the horizon. So keep your eyes peeled on our social media for their arrival in game. And that's everything we have to show you this time around. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you're excited about these upcoming additions to the game. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell to be kept up to date on all things Raid.
Love it. All right. It is a great update for sure, guys. I don't think there was any part of that where you shouldn't be you know, happy about. I think this is a great update. When it's coming, I don't know. I'm feeling it's coming soon, because at least the Sylvan Watchers, they did mention it will be coming in July. So if they pack it all together, then yeah, all of this will be coming in July. So hopefully soon, hopefully before the next Fusion Fragment Collector, we'll definitely have access to the whole thing. I don't know, maybe by the end of the week, we might have access to like a test server, or next week at least. I'm thinking now. But we won't be able to push out the content until they tell us, yes, you can release your video. So we'll be able to have access to the server, but we'll be all silent about it. Yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. The what's coming next in Raid, this will be definitely a worth it video if you want to watch it by yourself. I still think the Hydras are worth pushing. Even though you might not be using the stone skin or protection gear, those pieces of gear are still so good, even if you are not somebody who pushes in PvP, because those pieces of gear are free. You can still use them for other areas of the game, and especially getting Mithrala. So dipping your toes in Hydra, getting Mithrala is another big you know, positive out of doing the Hydra. Yeah, this was the video, guys. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.